Surround yourself with people that are going to have your back, and you're going to have a whole lot of fun in life. Boy, do I have a story for you. I hope you enjoy this as much as I did, but I've got to share this story. So, it's Friday after a long, hard week and a very long day. I was invited on board a visiting Royal Navy ship. Really cool experience. So myself, several folks in the military, several folks in the community, public and private, were invited to go on board this very special social event. So it's nighttime, you're on the pier, a beautiful view of the Ravenel Bridge all lit up, and you can see parts of Charleston. Beautiful scene, but the real action was what was going on board the ship. You're welcome. You get on board. You're welcomed by the commanding officer. Really super friendly, nice guy, and you could tell, like, genuinely, he was a good dude. And we'll get to that. So we're on board. There's, the standing cocktail tables. The crew is walking around, sharing hors d'oeuvres, drinks. Just a magnificent social event that you probably wouldn't see that scale in the U.S. military, just because of the culture that the Royal Navy has. Just very cool. So 8 o'clock rolls around, and that's when they started their colors. Basically, they took the flag down. Very, very ceremonial, above and beyond anything I'd ever seen in the military. We're talking, marching band and a marching crew, or whatever they'd call it. And imagine foreign military uniforms, UK, very bright, marching, stiff-armed, stiff-legged, and a marching band right in front of you with bugles, with drums, and you're just drawn into all of this as they're taking the flag down very, very slowly. And it's about 5-10 minutes into the process, and you're mesmerized by all this. I can't believe I'm actually here watching all this. This is amazing. And then before you know it, you hear music coming from the pier, and come to find out, they've got a whole nother band on the pier playing. Just an amazing experience. And as it's coming to a close and the last note is played, and some folks had been drinking at this time, go figure, Royal Navy drinking, and they drink they can have alcohol on board, which is very, very different from U.S. vessels. And this Brit, in this British accent, right after they did their flags ceremonies and honors, he yells, and stand by for foul language, he yells, and I'm going to butcher this, I can't do it as cool as he did. He says, "Who fucking raw?" Like, the Marines say hoorah, or I think it's hoo-yah. And it was just, I wanted to laugh, I wanted to say, yeah! And everybody just played it cool, but it was the most amazing, just funny thing I'd ever heard, because 90% of the folks visiting, 100% of the folks visiting, and the AKA audience were U.S., and many of them military, and many of them know that phrase, hoorah. It was hilarious and wildly inappropriate, yet appropriate, all at the same time. But you could tell that was not the thing to do, and that was not planned, that was not in the script, and this guy was probably positioned to get himself in a bit of trouble. So fast forward about 30 minutes later, everybody's starting to leave, and one of the guys says, "Hey, you want to come down and get a tour and check out, our what they call a chief's mess. They're senior enlisted folks. Come down to the mess, and we'll have a good time." So we went down there, had a freaking great time. It's this lounge area, and with a bar. It was just something that you would never see, a fully stocked bar, by the way, that you would never see in a U.S. ship, period. Just a totally different world. And come to find out, the guy behind the bar serving drinks was the guy that said what he said. And looking at him, you could tell, yeah, that's definitely the guy. If I had to pick him out in a line, yeah, that's definitely the guy that probably said it. And sure enough, it was. And I said, well, what happens to this guy? Because, I mean, did this commanding officer ask what was going on? He's like, yeah, he asked. I said, what did you say? What did they say when he asked? And they said, we don't know who said it. And that was it. They could have said, yeah, it was that guy. And this, commanding officer may have gone after him, because it was not what you would say. And they had his back. Well, come to find out, these guys have a little bit of a mantra. What's said in where they were at, they call the mess. What's said in the mess stays in the mess. And they got each other's backs. A real true band of brothers, if you will. Where they've got each other's backs. They can have fun. They can cut loose. And blow off some steam. Enjoy life, because it's not all... It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be stuffy. And in the Royal Navy, they've got that going on. They know how to have fun. They know how to work hard. And they've got each other's backs when they do wildly inappropriate yet appropriate things. And that night was nothing but smiles, because they get it. I hope you get it too. And I hope you surround yourself with others that get it. You have their back. They have yours. Have a great week.